So I originally recorded this video once before, but my audio was gone. But I think it's good that that happened because there are quite a few more things to talk about now. Um, so I recorded this yesterday, right before the halftime show of Super Bowl. It was yesterday for me. It's 2 days ago for you guys. Um, but a few days ago, I recorded a video about how I felt about Mr. Fantastic, and I thought he had no powers yet. And you guys went crazy. Like, when I tell you this is my most viewed video, you gotta believe me. I would love to thank every single one of you. But yes, I am right. This is my most viewed video. Right next to this is the Maybe Man video, but I think that's behind by like 100 views. But yeah, thank you. Um, so we're gonna go over here. As you can see, my beautiful face from that video the other day. But we are going to go down to the comment section. First, before we go to the comment section, I would love to look at all of this. I gained at least 7 subscribers from that video, 42 likes. Sorry about that. 100, sorry, not 100, 1.3k views, and I don't even know how many people shared. But all I have to say is thank you. And that's why I'm rewarding you with reading your comments. And most of these are actual theories as well. And I'm so glad that you guys have actually commented your own theories. This is so fun. So starting off with Afro Shark. I don't know if you guys can see this. You can. Okay. So it says, I was thinking about this too. Reed does that monologue to Sue in the trailer about them going into space and lists their powers, but doesn't mention himself at all. He also says the first time, like they may be going back into space for the second time. If that's the case, then I'm guessing he'll get powers then, or they'll really setting up a long game payout here. He pretty much just summed up my video. I agree. Again, I pinned that because that pretty much, for anybody who didn't want to watch the whole video, sums it up. But it is confirmed that the movie is about them going into space for a second time. They've already been to space. This isn't an origin story. They are going into space a second time. Then J.G. Perez said, honestly, I think they haven't finished the CG for his powers yet, so they refrained from showing it in the trailer. He probably means CGI, and if that were true, a lot of the trailer probably would be out. Most of the movie, if a trailer is out, most of the movie is done. If the trailer is out, most of the movie is done. CGI is done. If they have The Thing and Johnny Storm and even remnants of Galactus in this trailer, most of the CGI is done. Most of the movies are made out of CGI, so that could be an idea, yes, but I feel like if he does have his powers alongside the other Fantastic Four, then it's due to just suspense. I don't really think CGI is a big problem. The next one I really love because not a lot of people know about the maker, but MYZS, or Mize, I guess, said, I was thinking about the maker is influencing events, so this Reed won't get powers immediately or something. Skipping Kang and choosing Doom feels like a build up towards the maker storyline in the long haul. Yes. So anybody who doesn't know what the maker is, pretty much Doom creates his perfect reality and he influences mutants to pretty much run the world. And he makes Magneto go crazy, and he creates this ultimatum, and he pretty much causes the world to destroy itself, murdering millions. Floods happen, earthquakes happen, like El Nino's time 50,000. Like, he murders the world. Reed goes crazy, making Sue leave him for the Thing, and he really goes crazy. And then he becomes the Maker, the most powerful being in the universe, where he can travel universes, and he literally stretches his head so he can have big brain, which is, if you know what he looks like, that's what his mask is about. It's for his big head. And he still has his powers, but he has more, and he's probably the worst threat in the universe. And he's not even trying to be the good guy. He's literally trying to be a worse villain than Doctor Doom, and I'm pretty sure he ends up murdering him too. So I would love to see a live action The Maker. I don't want it to be Pedro Pascal. I would love to see that one guy from the 2014 version. I feel like he would, like, has like a dark and broody universe, and I feel like that just like capture it all. I've heard that like the original Fantastic Forecast, with Chris Evans, that is The Maker, because of everything that went on with Johnny going into the void, but I really don't see that happening. No theory here is wrong. It's just I'm trying to debunk as many as possible and like saying which are my favorites. And so far, this one's top of the game. The only reason why I pinned this one is because this was like pretty much a recap of my video. Then Maple Miles, I don't know how to say that, said there's teaser posters where everyone has their powers and are using them to show off a number for the posters. Yes, that is for, I think you're talking about the popcorn buckets. I've seen those recently too. And yes, they're supposed to represent. It's not saying whether, I'm not saying trust teaser posters. At the time that I recorded that video, there were not many. But I'm not saying trust teaser posters all the way because they don't give all the facts. They just give what the viewers want. And you could be right. The teaser posters could be saying that. I'm being a complete moron in this and saying that Reed has his powers just like the rest of them. But the teaser posters could be taking place after Reed gets his powers. Random dude said they're probably just building hype for Mr. Fantastic because Pedro Pascal is the biggest star in the movie. The trailer we got was only a teaser, so later we're probably going to get a full trailer that shows off Mr. Fantastic more. Yeah, I feel like this trailer, the teaser trailer itself, was solely around Sue, but I agree with you. I believe this is a wonderful theory. I don't think Pedro Pascal is the biggest actor in this movie. Like every single one of the Fantastic Four stars are big actors on their own. Joseph Quinn is huge for Stranger Things. I can't really think of off the top of my head what Vanessa Kirby is from or The Thing. But the guy that's playing Red Ghost, I think his name is, he's the old guy. He is a really huge actor. You might recognize him from, Transformers, Dark of the Moon. He plays one of the characters in that. And I'm pretty sure he plays the judge in that Ted Bundy movie with Zac Efron. I could be wrong there, but he's played in quite a few movies that I can think of. But he's not the biggest star, but he's out of the four, he is the biggest. But I do see that. I feel like they're going to have 4 distinct trailers revolving around each of the Fantastic Four. And I also believe that RDJ is going to be in this movie, so he'd be the biggest star at that point. There's also 2 replies. I said, yeah, I have a feeling we're going to get a full-length trailer for the Super Bowl. I was wrong there. We did not get one. And then I'm just going to say true because that's what I think it says. I feel like that we're just worried about initial reaction. Mr. Fantastic powers are very hard to translate to live action. Once you stretch something, it looks very weird and like plastic. So they're probably just holding off until the CGI is fully done on him. Again, with the CGI, it's probably fully done. The plastic thing, that's the point. His powers, it's supposed to make him seem like plastic. There's literally a DC superhero named Plastic Man. I don't want to, do something like start a controversy that I'm connecting DC with Marvel, but they're literally the same characters, what I'm trying to say here. Mr. Fantastic and Plastic Man, besides their wits and stuff, like Plastic Man is a complete moron, but Mr. Fantastic is not. But their powers is stretchiness, and the point is that they're plastic. That's the point that I'm trying to get at. Once you stretch something, it looks very weird and like plastic. That's the point of his powers, to make it look weird and make it look like plastic. So I do get it. It's very hard to translate the live action, but at the same time, just stretch. You could just stretch the film, and it's very hard to explain. You're not wrong. That could another reason why they didn't show any of his powers yet. That could be a reason, but yeah. This person, I Despise Soccer, said, Or maybe, stay with me here, Reed is actually Doctor Doom in disguise. That could explain why he doesn't use his powers and why probably wants to go back to space to do evilly things. Again, that would be a very interesting idea. All right. Reed is, it was confirmed, RDJ is Doctor Doom, period. Dunzo. However, this would be a cool idea if we find out that Pedro Pascal is actually Doctor Doom. I don't think that they're going to go in that route, but I really do love that theory. That's really all I have to say about that. And then there's 2 here. I said, ooh, maybe that's a great theory. Literally what I just said. And then somebody else said, Medib? I'm going to say Medib. Said, good theory. Fans would be outraged, though. That's exactly what I'm trying to go with here. Fans would have a field day with Marvel. This person actually went a little bit more out with this one. Y Durga said, when you're a master genius in all levels of physics who can control antimatter and create pocket dimensions, stretchy powers becomes kind of a mundang. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Honestly, there are times in the newer Avengers comics I forget he has powers to begin with because they're not really important to his character. His contributes to both the Avengers and Fantastic Four are usually strategic and technological and hardly ever physical. And to be honest, he kind of has the lamest and weakest powers out of the 4. You're not wrong. All right, he doesn't need to use his powers as much. He's a part of the think table. That's why he's a part of the Illuminati. If you didn't know what the Illuminati was, it showed up very vaguely for Multiverse of Madness, and it shows up in Iron Man 2 on Iron Man's phone, which shows that there is an Illuminati trying to be formed in Iron Man 2. But Reed Richards is a part of the Illuminati, and that's kind of like the big brains group, and they don't handle the things themselves. They are leaders of their individual groups, and they come together to kind of figure out what to do, and they use their big brain. Who can control antimatter? That's the part with the Maker. So that's why I said and create pocket dimensions. That's true. In the trailer, we can see him figuring out how to create pocket dimensions on the chalkboard. That's what he's trying to work on, is interdimensional travel, or that's at least what I see. Stretchy powers does not but that also becomes very helpful if they were to do another season. What if they're not, because the series was canceled, which I think was very stupid. In the comics, there's a comic, What If Zombies, and the only way to stop the zombie virus was Peter was the last one alive, and he had to use his webs combined with Mr. Fantastic's stretchy DNA. Without the stretchiness, the cure wouldn't be available. However, he had to literally, this was the worst, in my opinion, the worst version of Peter, because he literally had to, and he still is, torturing Mr. Fantastic, taking more of his cells and his bodies, keeping him alive so he can regenerate, and then continuously making a cure, because the one cure isn't enough, and the humans turn back into zombies after some time. So he has to continuously torture Mr. Fantastic and make a new cure, and then make a new cure, and then make a new cure, and it's horrible. So it's not, his stretchy powers do come in big forms, especially with the Maker. He uses it to, increase his intelligence. About the newest Avengers, about the powers, I just said that. His contributions is fully strategic and technological. Without him, multiversal travel would be very difficult, and he's the leader for a reason. Same thing with Iron Man, but however, Iron Man does get into the fights, but I believe this Pedro Pascal will get into the fights, and he will be more. Lego Dudes just said interesting. Yeah, it was an interesting theory. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Nelson Mandela 1 million said, my theory is that he comes to a universe where Latinos are smart enough to invent space travel. I think that was solely for comedic purposes, and I read that like 7 times. The first time I died. If this was my original reaction to it, I would be I would be dying. Baba Yaga said, "Are you rewarded?" But I think we all know what they wanted to say, but they can't because YouTube is. The final comment we have is he's getting his powers, no doubt. Plus, there's nothing in the comics that says otherwise. Don't hold your grudges on the comics. The movies are trying to be as closely related to the comics as possible, but also as far as possible as he's going to get his powers, no doubt. There is marketing around Pedro Pascal using his powers. Plus, there's nothing in the comics that says otherwise. There are some universes where superheroes don't have powers. There's stuff like that. It's just, this is a new Fantastic Four made completely from scratch, and we don't know what to expect. I'm not saying like they're skipping the story, like their backstory altogether for this, so we don't even know what their backstory is. It's going to be close to the original, that they went on space expedition and they got their powers. However, they're going for a second time, which has never happened before except for the 2014 version, but they went for a second time because the alternate universe changed. This time they're going back up there for unknown reasons, and yeah. But that's all I had to say. Again, I would love to scroll right back up here and say thank you to everybody who did all of this. Anybody who didn't was fine. Just go check it out. There will be an end card up here soon, towards the end of the video, and you can go check out the video for yourself. And if you have any other theories, if I missed it, sorry. If you have any more theories in the comments, I would love to see them. And I loved making this video, and I would love to do more, so hit me more with more theories in other videos as well, and I will make more of these videos and talking about your comments and your theories. This is my second time recording this, and Eric was in the original, but there was no audio. I'm sorry, but this was a fun video to make, and I really want to thank everybody. I really think this video is more of a thank you to you guys, and yeah. Anyways, like, subscribe, comment, share, post notifications on if you guys enjoyed. I'm almost at 300 subscribers, and I would love it if you got me there. Anyways, thank you. Stay fantastic. 4.